All right, so can you just kind of tell us your, I guess, overall thoughts on your three-man signing class thus far?
Yeah, obviously very excited. I think they have a lot of similarities, kind of like our last class. Those guys have a lot of similarities also. Just the competitive spirit, high basketball IQ, high skill level, great free throw shooters, great three-point shooters, passers. And so just trying to find that right mix of players that can dribble, pass, and shoot and fit into our scheme. So feel very fortunate that we got those guys, all good students, and just looking forward to coaching them.
Fletcher Loyer seems to fit exactly what you want from like a skill perspective, from a basketball IQ perspective, things like that. Is that what drew you to him?
Just a winner, knows the game from a basketball family, makes some uncanny plays, has got a good intermediate game, can really pass the basketball, can come off screens, can play out of ball screens. So just very, very versatile guard, and just looking forward to him blending in with the rest of our guys.
You haven't had many kind of pass first point guard types. That's exactly what Braden is. Just
Right.
How much did you feel like you needed that? And how can that kind of fit into the big picture for you moving forward?
Well, just, your overall offense is, ball movement. Whether you have people, getting the ball reversed from side to side, and you got guys penetrating like him, making decisions out of ball screens or just regular penetration. He's got a good feel for who's on the court with him, and he can also score. He's got, big-time range. So I think that's the piece for us, is that, he's just not one of those guys that can really distribute and pass the ball. He can score the ball. He's got really good hands on defense. He's a good defensive player, and I think he's going to be great for us.
And then can you just tell me what you foresee for Camden Heide moving forward, being as big and athletic as he is?
Right. It's just every time you see him, it looks like he's grown, another inch. He's every bit of 6'7". He's long. He's athletic. He can move. I think in the stuff that we run, getting guys that have good movement and good skill level on top of it really helps us execute. But big time range, good jumper, good feel for the game, and just kind of looking for. I think they're all going to complement each other really well.
As a high school shooter, where does Fletcher rank in terms of some of the other guys you've recruited?
They're all good shooters. I mean, he shot close to 45% from three, shot 90% from the free throw line. So he's right up there with them. I think it's a little bit different. It just depends on your style of how you play. Some people play longer possessions, like Klein didn't score as much, but they had fewer possessions, and they really dictated tempo. At a school where like a guy like Dakota, made 4.5 threes a game, but yet he shot more, and they played at more of an up-tempo pace, at his high school. So each school, obviously, I don't have the absolute data in terms of pace of play for high schools and things, but it just kind of depends on how many attempts and how many things you get. But, he's right up there with them. His numbers speak for themselves.
With Braden, he was a guy that was kind of really under the radar by the time you really got interested in him. What appealed to you about about that?
Well, it was obviously a little bit shotgun recruiting because of the pandemic and because somebody decommitted from us. So as soon as somebody decommitted from us, we've had a lot of luck. Once somebody decommits, how we move on. And that, it's how we got Carson Edwards. Now it's how we got Braden Smith. And so we're excited about it. I was watching film, so I dove into it, and there's about 4 or 5 guys we were looking at, and he was one of them. He was the lowest ranked guy, and I left the film session saying, he's the most impressive. He's got the best feel for things. He gets other people involved. He's got range, and then just his savvy and his understanding defensively, the way he can play the passing lanes and get steals. And it just looked like from film that was easily the best prospect. And then that really got me going in terms of digging for the people that have watched him in high school and AAU, and the people that have been around him. And the more we researched, the more we realized, that he was our type of guy.
All coaches get on kids early as much as they can, but the other 2 guys too were guys that you really earmarked at an early age.
Correct.
That you wanted them.
Yeah.
And that for that process to come all the way through to where they signed. I mean, how important was that to see that all the way?
It was really important. Obviously, I saw Cam play at a younger age in person. I saw Fletcher play at a younger age, and then once the pandemic happened, you at least feel good about that because you've seen them. But we were just really thorough. Like I think football guys have to really do what we did through the pandemic all the time. Through their film and through kind of gauging everything. So we just talked to as many people as possible, and our staff did a great job of asking the right questions and really figuring things out.
Has any, when you recruited in the pandemic, now that, I mean, not completely out of it, but
Right.
anything's carry over from
Yeah.
recruiting pandemic
Yeah.
to back to semi-normal
I think it's just
recruiting?
another box to check in terms of watching film. Did you watch film before? Yeah, but were you as thorough? I've really dove into the numbers and the stats that guys have. But I think the Zooms are the things that'll be the thing we take from the pandemic, especially trying to figure out, guys that are that interested in us from long distances. Trying to maybe have a couple Zooms, and you're recruiting somebody from the West Coast, and it takes 3 plane trips to realize they're not interested. Maybe one Zoom can knock that out, because we like hearing yes, but if we can't hear yes, we prefer to hear no. The maybes sometimes drag things out when we really don't have a chance.
Is there anything you're looking for right now on the wing?
In the what?
On the wing?
On the wing?
Like, you've always prioritized shooters there. Camden's really big and athletic. I know
Not
he can
really.
shoot too, but I didn't know if you were
Yeah.
trying to get more athletic there.
Not really, just a balance. You just want quality. You want the right person that also has the right skill set that you think is going to fit. I think sometimes you can get away from it and say, hey, our needs really here from a physical standpoint. We need more quickness. We need more size. We need, a bigger wing, whatever. But I think the more important thing is not being blinded by anything and just getting the right person that fits. Even if you have a little bit of the same in basketball, that still
Right.
works out if you have the right guys.
This class isn't done, right?
No, we're still, trying to pursue a big man out of this class.
Was there anything you needed in this class? I mean, was there some overarching?
No, I think just a lot of the same, just like stick with what's worked for you.
Yeah.
And I think part of those guys committing to us is being able to have a model to look at, to say, hey, they've had guys in this program similar to me that have had success. And I think that's more than anything the importance of keep signing big guys that have developed through there, but also signing really good guards and wings that are good decision makers, good shooters, and good overall players.